Dumbbell and barbell presses. The next part we're going into is chest development. Now I'm going to try to give you some ideas as far as we have dumbbell and we have a barbell. We have our setups as far as how we hit the chest. Every which way you hit a chest muscle is based on how it develops. You can make a chest thicker, you can make a chest broader, you can add definition to a chest. Now the very first part we're going to go into is going to be dumbbell press. Dumbbell press, based on how I do it, I either have a flat bench dumbbell press, an inclinated dumbbell press, or a decline dumbbell press. On this one, we've got a flat press. Now, the difference between dumbbells and barbell is when I'm on a barbell, my arms are actually capable of doing different amounts of weight. Dumbbell training actually improves range of motion, and it also guarantees that the arms are doing the exact same amount. Now in this, all I'm wanting to do is take it parallel with chest and press it straight up and do an adduction, which means I'm going to close the chest off. As I'm going down, I'm doing a separation in pecs. When I'm pressing it up, it's a pec and shoulder program, and as I peek it out and close it off, it becomes a central pec. You see how I raise my chest with the push? Now, if it was inclinated, as I was raised, it's going to be more in the shoulders. The higher my chest is, the higher my shoulders are, the more pressure they're going to accept from this program. Now, it does high chest development, but it focuses a lot less on lower chest development. Once I'm on a decline bench, and I'm actually declined and my abs are above my chest, then I'm working on definition in lower chest. All three have the same concept though. It's a full range of motion. It's going to be all the way down to the chest to work range of motion, all the way up and close it off to work central of the chest, to develop the broadness of the chest. Butterfly pec is actually a program that I prefer over a lot, simply because it kills more than one bird with one stone. Basically, it's a program where you're doing a full range of motion, which works flexibility, range of motion, and it also helps build the chest thicker. This is something that's going to give you a lot more pull. If you were to grab something and close it off, this is chest abduction. Now with this one, it's a big focus in the elbows, as far as you want a good range of motion. But if you put those arms straight out, it's going to be too much pressure in those elbows. Barely keep those elbows bent, and it's going to be a full close off. Pick that chest up as broad as you can take it every time, right in the middle. Now, when you take this all the way to the middle, you're going to feel that chest comes off for just 1 second, so it's going to be just 1 second. Full extension out, test limitations, bring it all the way back in. As soon as it gets right here, boom, go right into the next one, no rest in between. You want to keep that chest in flexion through the full duration. Just like that, nice and smooth. Now this program here, it gets a lot of lower chest. If I wanted to put a little bit more in shoulders and a little bit more in high chest, then I could inclinate this bench. Inclinated, it's going to put it a little bit more in high chest and a little bit more in shoulders. Now the direct opposite effect of that is I could actually set this on a decline also, which is going to help me develop form in lower chest, which is actually cupping off the chest. In a decline position, you're working a little bit less shoulders and a little bit more lower chest. This would also be considered a core program, as far as it's not isolating one muscle group. Now definitely the muscle intensity is going to be in the chest. Now based on where your pulleys are set is based on what muscle groups are being hit the most intensely. Now if the weight is coming from underneath me, obviously I'm going to get the most work in pectoralis bridge and the cup directly underneath the chest. So in this one, the more advanced people are going to get a soft knee bend and do controlled in the middle. It's a little more pressure in the lower back. But in order to have balance, and it doesn't take any impact out of it, but in order to have balance, I would suggest putting one leg forward, getting a soft bend forward, broad chest, broad shoulders, and it's going to come underneath the chest first and then lift. Nice and smooth. Keeping elbows bent. Right here's my low point. I want to keep that chest in flexion through the whole duration of this program, and a lift. Now the reason we're hitting it this way, I'm going to drop one out and explain it. The reason we're hitting it this way, when I'm doing this movement, I'm coming underneath the chest, pectoralis bridge. I'm closing it off, cup of the chest. I'm lifting it, central of the chest. Every bit of that works one big U around that pectoralis bridge. Now, as I raise these, I can adjust my pulleys or adjust my stance, based on what machinery I'm on. Now, the more they come from the central of the body, as far as this is going to be somewhere around my core. This is going to be somewhere around my core, and on this lift, now it's going to be more in the shoulders because it's almost more even with my body. So now I'm stepping in front of it, and boom, you can see my shoulders are flexing way more. Now I'm still feeling it in the chest, but I'm mostly feeling it in chest abduction. As far, I'm going to feel it a lot in the central, and I'm going to feel it right in the middle of the pec itself. So boom, same range of motion as far as elbows bent, small stretch in the chest. Boom, right there, nice and smooth, nice and smooth. Now with this one, since it's not coming from under me, I'm not doing a lift. It's not a pectoralis bridge. It's a shoulder slash pec. So that's a good one right there. And then the higher I go, the more it becomes a shoulder. So now I step up in here and say I'm doing it from the top cable or based on what I'm using. And on this one, this one's going to be a lot in chest, but actually on this one it's working the reverse effect of the other one. We're going to start in the tallest part of the chest, boom, way up here, and as we go down, we're going into pectoralis bridge, going underneath pectoralis bridge, boom, and then as we curl it in, it's going to be a central chest. Now we do get some central chest in this as far as central chest ripple and development, but this is more going to be focused on really burning this part of it. So body fat composition in this area, this would be a really good program for this one. Its elbows are going to be pointed high in the air, and then as you crunch it down, crunch it in and pick it up just a touch. It's not a lift, it's just going to close off the gap. It's a boom, 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 right there. And you'll see how the chest flexes on this one. It's right here, and it's boom, top of pec, boom, pectoralis bridge, boom, close it off underneath the chest and central chest, right